Now up is Dan Taylor from Southwark Council, the beleaguered local authority in this equation. Dan's a regeneration officer at Southwark Council. I've known him for a long time, including in my previous role at the Business Improvement District, and is working on a vast variety of, you always get the most interesting jobs in Southwark actually, Dan, including London Bridge, Bankside, Blackfriars the Elephant and Castle, Walk Elephant, Lowline, Blackfriars Mile, Merge Festival, the list goes on. So we'd like to invite Dan now to give a local authority perspective on collaboration and commissioning good work.
Okay guys, I'm not here to pretend that public sector procurement is anything but easy, so do not shoot the messenger. I have my own battles with the professional procurement team at home. I'm going to walk you through 4 examples of kind of collaboration, new creative projects we're doing. I'm then going to talk to you about some actual capital projects that are on site. I'm going to talk to you about massive development opportunities in Southwark, and then finally talk about a new opportunity for you to get on the new framework. So first example is something called the Bankside Urban Forest. So we want Bankside to be the best quality of public realm, the highest world-class public realm. So we got together with lots of partners, including Tate Modern, Better Bankside, and we procured. We went out and we said, let's come up with a strategy. And so we appointed Witherford Watson Mann, and this was about 10 years ago. This is when their little baby company went on to win the Sterling Prize, obviously. And they came up with a concept for a project called Flatiron Square. So here's a lovely watercolour image of it. Their idea was to create a clearing in the urban forest with lots of great materials. This was a cafe in the middle that used to be a set of public toilets. And we got the money together and we built it. So but in collaboration with all those organisations, we created that vision. We went out, we scrabbled together money from lots of different organisations, and we got it built. And that then helped to develop Witherford Watson Mann's profile. And when they won the Sterling Prize, they went and did all these interviews in this cafe because he wanted to shine a spotlight on a great local project. Second example, this is something called the Marlborough Sports Garden. Would you believe that that is a public open space in our plan? That area of hard standing, it looks like a school playground. It's actually an open space that was gifted to us by a benefactor. When the Shard was being built, the local community said, wouldn't it be great to do a pop-up Olympics on this space? Wouldn't it be great to kind of get the guys from the Shard to give us some materials? So we did. We built something called the Pop-up Olympics. We got the Shard to give us 60 tonnes of beach volleyball grade sand. We built a boxing ring. The leader of the council got knocked out by the mayor. We had 10,000 kids come down and basically say, rather than consulting on a project and doing lots of paperwork, come and vote with your feet. Do you want us to build a sports garden here? Do you want us to build the appetite? So they said, yes, please. So we went on, tendered, appointed landscape designers, and since then we've managed to get a budget of 600,000 together over the last 6 years, and we're just completing the second phase on site now. So if you're on Union Street, go down and have a look at it. Come and hire the beach volleyball court. Take your architecture practice down there for a few beers after work. Come and play in the sand. A fantastic collaboration. Example 3, this is a beautiful project called Lash Gardens at the Elephant Castle. It's hidden away in the back streets. It's a hidden gem on the left-hand side. The local community basically got funding together. They built this beautiful garden. And their phase 2 idea is to turn these garages into workspace. So they thought, we want to get involved in the regeneration of the Elephant Castle. So they came up with this concept, turning garages into workspace. They did a Space Hive crowdfunding campaign. They got together £47,000. And What If Architects are currently consulting. They developed a steering group, developed a business plan. But they've got that track record because they've already built Lash Gardens. So why can't they build phase 2? So this is their Space Hive campaign. Is one of the most impressive campaigns I've ever seen. They had so much fun with it. They were in Makato having drinks, planting stuff all over the elephants. They were just exhausted. They were fantastic. So every confidence that they're going to be able to get on and build it eventually. But it'll take time because we've got to take people out of their garages. So that's going to be a bit political. So it will take time to do it. Fourth example is something called the Low Line. So New York has a High Line, a linear park on top of the viaduct. In Southwark, we have the Low Line. It's a concept developed by a local architect, a retired architect called David Stevens. He came up with this idea of having a walking route from London Bridge to Waterloo alongside the railway viaduct. So we've now put it in the Southwark plan. So anyone who comes along now has to leave that space next to the viaduct. This is an example. This is a project called the Manor Place Depot, just off the Walworth Road. And they've created this big new section of Low Line that didn't used to be there before. So the public can kind of walk through. Not only is it creating a walkway for pedestrians, but it's also creating a business case to refurbish the arches as well. And this is an example of Hotel Elephant. So the developer here, this didn't used to exist. The developer had to create this walkway. They refurbished 5 arches. It was in their section 106. And we forced them to deliver affordable workspace. And a local operator called Hotel Elephant has now moved in, and they're creating cheap, it's a bit like Build Studios for arts, basically. So that's, for example, now, and then the council's also committed to building 11,000 new council homes. So we're one of the biggest social landlords in the country. We've got more people living in council homes that live in the city of Exeter in Southwark, but we're also building 11,000 new homes. And we've got a variety of ways of doing it. We go through, we're either buying homes off developers with direct delivery. That's an example of a direct delivery scheme. Or we're doing frameworks. We're using EU frameworks. We're also building lots of other community buildings. So we've got 2 libraries here that we just built. This is a new church we've just built as well. Hopefully you can see the quality of the architecture is fantastic. Many of them have won prizes. We're building sports centres as well. All sorts of different things. Schools. We won a BD Award for Client of the Year last week for the schools we've been building. This is a new school on East Street, just off in the Elephant Castle. So fantastic, really high quality. And for schools, we're using various EU frameworks like the Peabody framework, Hyde framework, and so on and so forth. Private sector partners, so this is the Canada Water. So it's obviously a bit of a low rise, lots of sheds and car parking. It's going to be 7 million square foot of development there. British Land are doing it. So the guy, Roger Madeline, who did King's Cross, is now the project director of Canada Water. So a big joint venture with British Land. So there's been lots of opportunities to get involved doing those individual schemes. Old Kent Road, we're planning to put 2 new tube stations in down the Old Kent Road to extend the Bakerloo line. That's going to come with 20,000 new homes, 10,000 new jobs. The council doesn't really own any of those sites, so it's going to be lots of developers looking for architects, looking for design teams to build all those schemes over the next 20 years. So exciting for you guys. Our procurement team, bless them, are launching 2 new Southwark frameworks. So they've got a top framework is for project managers, engineers, clerks of works, etc. And the second one is for lots of different architects. Okay. So in a minute, there's going to be an email address that comes up. That is the person you need to contact. Thomas.Smith, not me. We're going to have an open date. You don't know my email address. We're going to have an open day we want to have new blood. We want to get away from all the usual suspects. We're really passionate about having new design companies working for Southwark. It's going to be an open day for SMEs. So please, if you're interested in coming to the open day, drop Thomas an email. And we've also got something called XOR. That's the web address for that. XOR is basically a thing a lot of councils use for smaller jobs, and it's a way of us vetting companies to make sure they don't go bust on us, to make sure they give London living wage. It's something that councils have to do, and it's quite simple to get on. If you're a small company, you don't have to pay much, but then you'll get invited for work by us and others. Run out of time.